lot to get to. Carlene and I were in here on Sunday afternoon, keeping you covered on the latest when it comes to Border Patrol operations here in the Charlotte area. Here's what we know now, and I encourage you to go to our digital platforms, our website, our mobile app, and you're doing, a great part right now
sticking
with us here on WCNC Plus, here on Live Impact News. But let me update you. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol announced agents arrested over 130 people during the first 2 days of immigration enforcement operations in Charlotte. A spokesperson with the Department of Homeland Security released the following statement. I'm going to read part of it. Quote, during the first 2 days of Operation Charlotte's Web, Border Patrol arrested over 130 illegal aliens who have all broken the immigration laws of our country. It goes on to say criminal records of those arrested include known gang membership, aggravated assault, possession of a dangerous weapon, felony larceny, simple assault, hit and run, possession of stolen goods, shoplifting, DUI, DWI, and illegal reentry after prior deportation, a felony. So look, we are in the process right now doing our due diligence, fact checking, going through a lot of this information. I know Greg Ravino, the commander of Border Patrol, who has been posting on X updates and actually pictures of people that have been detained and put into custody. We're verifying all of those, all that information as we speak. But that is that statement from the Department of Homeland Security. Speaking of verify, we have Megan Bragg here in studio. She is verifying. You're busy today.
Yeah.
And one of the first, Carlene and I played this. Obviously, we had it live on Saturday, but we replayed it yesterday because we got a statement from the Department of Homeland Security of the man on South Boulevard, Willie Aceituno.
Yeah, Aceituno.
His window smashed out during that interaction.
I actually have a picture of it. Hold on. Let me
Okay, do we have a picture of it?
Boom.
There we go.
Yeah.
So that is what we shot and what we saw on Saturday. And that was one of the first reported operations that we heard of this weekend. You're verifying what went down. Talk about what you're looking into.
Yeah, so basically that happened. Miles Harris was on that scene. We were able to get it first right here on WCNC Plus. You guys did a great job keeping everybody informed. One question that kept popping up was, we heard from him saying that, he said he was trying to distract them from people. He went in and got his breakfast. He said that they were chasing two people who were supposedly here illegally. And when he got back into his car, 3 more Border Patrol agents came up to him. They were asking him about his citizenship. Basically, there was an altercation. And they broke his window. Now, Border Patrol says that he was acting erratically and didn't respond to the commands. He refused to the commands, and that's why they did what they needed to do. But a lot of people from that were asking, who's responsible for paying, property damage, right? So if Border Patrol comes up, you're an American citizen, and they smash your window or whatever, or property or damage, whatever, who's responsible for that? So our sources that we are using for this is the Federal Torts Claim Act. And we are also talking to Attorney Gary Money later this afternoon around 3 o'clock. So I don't have his official word about this, but I did look into the Federal Torts Act, Claims Act. And basically what it says is the Department of Homeland Security says that people can file a claim for property damage, loss, personal injury, or death resulting from actions from a Border Patrol agent. So that person would have to file an administrative torts claim against the agency. However, it's to the agency. So the agency's legal team would look into this. So, So basically what you would have to do is you would have to provide them with information, documents, statements, anything that you do have to the agency. They'll look over it, say yes or no. The agency has 6 months to investigate this. That's according to the Federal Torts Claim Act to say if it's true or false, or if they're going to give you any money for it. So he was claiming that his window was going to be around $700, cost around $700. So it's kind of like who pays for that, and it would be under whatever they come up with in this claim if he puts it forward to the Department of Homeland Security.
I was about to ask a question, but I didn't know if you
Yeah.
were going to answer that question.
Yeah.
I'll let you finish. If
Okay, no. Yeah, go ahead. Ask me a question.
Okay. How long does that take? I mean, it sounds like you're filing a claim with your insurance company.
So you have to file a claim through
Yeah.
the Federal Tort Claims Act, through the Department of Homeland Security.
Like similar like you would do with your insurance company.
Sure.
Okay.
They have 6 months to investigate it and say
Oh.
yes or no. So the
Okay.
Federal Tort Act gives them 6 months. Like they can't take 3 years to investigate
Yeah.
it, right?
But 6 months is,
6
that's
months
just
is
a while.
a lengthy while. Also, too, hearing what Border Patrol had to say back, it would be hard to,
Right.
in this case, you don't know how they would say, but if they're saying that he refused commands, that's their take on that. So that's how people would go through this. Now, can you sue them? Absolutely. You can sue anybody, right?
Right.
Like legal process, you can sue anybody. However, I did look this up as well. The Supreme Court has several rulings that make it hard to sue federal agents, for example, violating Constitution rights. So it is very difficult to win in these cases, but I'm going to talk to Gary Monty a little bit more about that, have a little bit more understanding about that, but that's the process that you would have to go through. So the question is, who pays? Well, it depends.
It depends. Yeah, it's a lengthy process.
Right.
Once you file that claim.
Yes,
Oh wow.
absolutely.
Yeah. Meg, again, you're speaking with lawyer Gary Monty later. So when can folks catch your story? I know.
I'm prepared for you today, Nick. 6:15, and I do have to say too, if people have more questions, because I am seeing recently on the screen, there are so many things being thrown out into the universe right now. I mean, watching even national news, you see things being said, and it's like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, what, Charlotte? Like, you know what I'm saying? They've never been here. They don't know our community like we know the community, right? And so if people do have questions, make sure to tune into us. Ask us, watch
That's why we're
local.
here.
That is why we're here. We serve your community. We're on the ground. We are in these areas. We've been here. So really, I would suggest to people to keep it here.
Yeah, we live here.
We live here. We know it. We're in the community.
We work here. We live here.
Some things that are being thrown around right now are really insane.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's important to continue to bring it back down, because I know that right now there's a lot of angst from a lot of different areas, right? So just take a breath. Make sure to do your due diligence as well, and to not take everything, so literally, and do your own searching yourself if you really.
I mentioned before we got to you, we're going to fact check information from whatever side,
Absolutely.
wherever it comes from, right?
That's our job.
When it comes down to when people email us about operations, when it comes to what the Department of Homeland Security, Border Patrol, they put out, we're going to verify everything. We're going to give you the facts here. And so that's what we're doing. Again, like you mentioned, this is our community.
Right.
So, this is our job to give you the information that you need to hear, but it's also that is accurate.
And you
So,
deserve to hear. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I mean, we're doing our due diligence here.
Yeah.
We are looking into everything. So, and I think it's very important to know what's going on and not get so hype, and really know the facts of everything.
Well, you're doing incredible work, Meg. We had a very good discussion in our morning meeting as far as game planning, our coverage. Meg, again, 6:15. Thank you for stopping by the studio. I'm sure we'll see you throughout the week. All right, Meg, thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNT Plus.